Well, it has actually been a hot second since streaming. It is currently the 8th of December, and apparently the last time I streamed, which was also this game, was on November 25th. And the time before that was November 22nd, which was also this game. So I guess I've streamed this game 3 times in a row. When was the last time I streamed something else? Okay, so Persona 5 Tactica was November 18th. The last stream before that point. So it's been, what, like 3 weeks since doing that one? A little bit more? I'm behind on things. I've been busy. There are even other things that I could be working on right now rather than streaming, but I haven't done it in a while and I wanted to tonight. So here I am. But hello, Mortis and Hikari. I know that that's like an account name change thing where Bob there. If that's what you want me to refer to you as now, I certainly can. But yeah, and when it comes to finals and stuff, it's like, this is the week that the lectures wrapped up at my university. Meaning the next 2 weeks are of final weeks. None of the classes that I'm in right now have actual finals, though. One had an in-class final and a final project, and the other, this game design class, is just wrapping up, like, our text adventure game and stuff like that. So, while I don't have any finals to study for at this point, I do have projects to work on. I need to figure out some more music stuff with the, text adventure game, but I still need to, like, have access to the most recent version of the game to be able to do that, which I don't yet. The person that has the most recent version, I believe, is at work. So, I guess I'll be working on that tomorrow. And the other assignment, like, I have a good, like, foothold on it. I'll be able to get it done in time and stuff, and I just wanted to play some video games because I haven't in a good while. A little bit earlier today, went and grinded some frog coins in that jumping minigame. I tried to, like, to and from university, to do it, like, on handheld Switch, and I could not do it because of Joy-Con drift, that stupid jumping minigame. And then eventually I swapped that out with my Joy-Cons that didn't drift, and I tried it, and I could not get it for the life of me, that jumping minigame there. So then I tried on, you know, monitor and pro controller, and there I could do it. It's only on the environment of, like, the full big screen in front of me and this kind of controller that I can consistently do that minigame and farm frog coins. So I already got, like, the thing where Bob's where it's, like, guaranteed fleeing and, whatever the other thing is. I don't even remember at this point. Which turns out you have to actually use it as an item. It doesn't turn your flee rate into 100%. It's really dumb. I don't know. I'll just... The game's not super hard. I'll probably just get this for funsies, and I can afford whatever the heck I want to afford. So someone needs to equip it, right? I don't know. Hold on. Booster's Charm. Do I really care about the hidden treasures there? You know. What does this do again? Transmute and sleep status. Great item. Bad smell. How about just... Oh. Was it only coin trick? Hold on. Did I not see coin trick there? Yeah, what? Can only Mario wear it? Maybe I'll only wear it if I'm grinding then. If you even need to. Like, it doesn't really feel like it's super necessary in this game from what I can tell at this point. It kind of felt like it early on just because I was fighting actually nothing. But now it's like, oh. Yeah, there's really not much need, is there? I'm gonna be honest. I don't remember entirely what we're doing. Also, I think I used this layout. I don't recall. I know from trying to navigate to that grinding stupid jump thing. It's not really a grinding minigame, but the game that I was using to grind, and going the wrong way, that I need to go to Land's End because I saw, like, all the paratroopers there that are like, ah, Mario, we'll take you up here. I was like, oh, that's story content. I don't want to do that until the next time that I stream. So I know roughly where I need to go because there's probably, like, a star up there. I don't remember. It's been a hot second. Usually whenever I cover things on this channel, it's like, you know, I'm pretty on top of the things that we do around here, and I'm constantly making good progress and going forward. I am so behind on things right now. I have no idea what's going on anymore in, like, any of the games that we're doing right now. There's Fire Emblem Fates. I mean, I know generally what's going on there. I haven't touched that in a while, and there's a whole grind ahead there that I might just cheat my way through to not take the time that I don't have to grind it out. There's Tales of Arise. What? Where did we leave off with that? I remember some recent events. I don't remember exactly what we left at. This... I know that we're searching for the stars and stuff, and there's those paratroopers that are gonna take us up. So, I guess there's a star that way, or something or other. And the last game I'm doing is Persona 5 Tactica. I was getting so bored of that game because of how easy it is, even on merciless difficulty. Like, my goodness gracious, that game is so mind-numbingly easy. I really hope that it gets better, but I was thinking about streaming that tonight because I am further behind on it, but I'm just bored out of my mind with it. And now that I haven't touched it in, 10 days short of a month, it's like, yeah, I don't know. I'll get around to it at some point here, but tonight, coming back for the first time in a mile, it's Mario. A mile? In a while. It's Mario RPG night for that, so yeah. This is why we're doing this. But yeah, yeah, I remember that Lionheart was the old account there. But if you want me to refer to you as Hikari, or if you still want me to refer to you as Chaos or Lionheart or whatever the heck, let me know. And your finals were just papers. Turns out you're good at analyzing film. Easiest A of your life. Nice. Film final is basically saying Alfred Hitchcock. Why can't I words? Am I really that rusty? Suspense film had a better moral than a Buster Keaton comedy. Think you're convinced your professor. Nice. I just submitted my final game analysis for this game design class here recently. The video that I published earlier today, actually. I just put in my submission version for that like a couple days ago. And the other two game analysis and analysi, I don't know, in the class, I was able to get 100% on. And getting 100% on like analytical assignments, that like never happens to me. So I was really darn hyped about that. I don't know, man. Here, just do that one, I guess. So I don't know what kind of a grade my violence in video games paper is going to get yet, but I'll probably find out here soon enough. We'll see here. Also, the one of the 3 game analyses for this class that I haven't posted yet. I've posted 2, the violence in game ones that I just, submitted a couple days ago and then posted today. And my Metroid Prime one. The last one that I haven't uploaded to the channel yet is Games as Art, which I do have like a short 10-minute version that I submitted for this class. And then I made like a 20-minute version because I was like, I want to go more in depth. But then I was like, man, Games as Art is such a broad subject that I want to talk more about. Especially considering the way that I hyped it up made games seem like they're like some super infallible, amazing art form. And it's like, oh, I gotta show like some cases where this isn't the case. So I added a whole like 4th paragraph. I had 2 paragraphs, 2 key arguments in the version I submitted. I later added on a 3rd and I have that made. And now I'm currently working on adding on a 4th and I'll publish that at some point when I get the chance. This is what I'll do. So that's been those projects and stuff and analytical things for this one class. I'm sure I'll do this one more time for funsies. See if I can show my kind of pattern. I'm gonna majorly screw this up, just watch. But yeah, Hikari will do. And is that an Octopath reference? Nice. That was definitely one of my favorite characters there. Need an explanation? No. Alright, watch me immediately mess this up after just bragging about how I got my system. So you can do the initial few jumps before the Dudos get over to you. In this first bit, you can do 2 jumps per bullet bill, and then you can just jump right over to the ground from there. I found that from this point onward, if you try to do like 2 jumps like per bullet bill, that would be a little bit too greedy and you'd fall. You can still do the initial 3. Wow, that was almost disastrous. But it's kind of slow, but you have to do 1 per. Sometimes it'll, change things up by just not firing a bullet bill on like a round, in which case if you wait it out you'll just like fall because the platform will go away. So you do need to do 2 jumps in that scenario where the cannon goes up and doesn't fire, so you need a little bit of being on top of things observation wise for that. And then the last one is a lot easier than the middle one because you just kind of jump at a much more natural feeling pace, considering the bullet bills move a bit faster. There's a situation where you have to jump for 2 when, it chills out for a hot second. So, yeah, that was basically my system that I devised there. Oh, yeah, and that, with, like, the Game Awards and stuff. I saw, like, next to nothing about the Game Awards. I chewed into? Maybe I should just stop speaking words today. I tuned into Eagle Stream a little bit on the side while I was wrapping up that Violence in Games video essay literally last night. Well, I technically wrapped it up this morning, then published it later today, which is, usually there's more of a gap between wrapping things up and publishing them. But anyway, I wanted to get it out for this week, so I was like, you know what? I'm just going to work on it and maybe, have the stream muted on the side and tune into a little bit. But, there are also times that I fully had it closed. And yeah, I appreciate the heads up about, like, the medley there, because that was friggin' awesome. my favorite bit of the medley there was definitely the Tears of the Kingdom one, and it made me really wish that Tears of the Kingdom actually had music like that literally anywhere in the game. I don't remember how I get to the thingamabob. So yeah, that was nice. And I saw a little, okay, I'm messing things up. Yeah, and I saw a little bit of like the chat in, you know, my server there. I love how my Discord server chat basically became like Eagle's live stream chat. Do I have to go into the holes with the guys? Something or other? Here, I'll just fight you or something or other. Or not. I don't know, man. Anyway, from that, I saw that that was like a main theme name from Baldur's Gate. And it was interesting. I was mentioning to my, I was chatting with my mom earlier today, about Baldur's Gate 3, because Baldur's Gate is something that was originally made, like, here, where I live, is the case. 1 was, and I'm fairly certain 2 was as well. One day I'll have to look into, like, the whole story behind it, but, you know, somehow, you know, this completely other studio managed to, work on it on the other side of the planet. Also, I appreciate the 61-month resub there, Anima. Into the hole we find Shia or the gold? Wait, what is this a reference to? I appreciate the 61-month resub. Welcome back to Team Ed Harmonic. Enjoy another month of emotes in the sub badge. That is a hell of a long time to be subbed. I appreciate it. But anyway, and because like Baldur's Gate 1 and maybe 2 was made around here, and it used to be like a local thing that my city was known for, you know, along with other things like Mass Effect and what else is my city known for? Dragon Age. Okay, this way. There you go. Baldur's Gate was one of the big ones around here. So I don't know how Baldur's Gate 3 ended up being developed by, you know, studio on the other side of the planet. I'll look into that at some point. But when I was mentioning that to her, she was like, oh yeah, what with, you know, the old, like, original Baldur's Gate titles. I actually had, like, some coworkers that had previously done, like, some of the characters in the first Baldur's Gate. I was like, oh, really? That's cool. I didn't know that. 10 Hut, all troops in position. Mario mission is scale the cliff by jumping from shell to shell. Okay, well, after all that practice and stuff in a completely different game, let's see how that goes. Holes with Shia LaBeouf. Wait. The Holes media that I know about is like the book that I think I remember hearing got made into a movie. I read the book. I don't think I ever saw the movie. Did it star Shia LaBeouf? The film? Alright, I guess I'm just a pro. Baldur's Gate 3 went through like 20 years of dev hell. Oh, jeez. So that means that, you know, Skull and Bones is gonna be fantastic too. Probably not, but, here's hoping. Man. But yeah, and, anyway, the thing that I was originally trying to say is from, you know, the Discord server essentially becoming like Eagle stream chat there. I saw Down by the River being mentioned, which I assume was like a main Baldur's Gate theme, and, you know, I'll probably look into it at some point because I like me some good music. Not bad for a civilian. Imagine I just jump off right now. But yeah, Baldur's Gate 3 paid out big time after that trauma. Seems like. It'll be interesting to see how Skull and Bones turns out there. Oh yeah, I remember you mentioning in the server there the icons for the thingamabob, but like, why would I ever need a different one? I might actually go back to my... I might actually go back to my Xenoblade 3N1 because I rather liked it. I kind of changed it to Larry and then I was too lazy to change it back, which is, you know, kind of a Larry thing to do. Like, it was not just focus on the things that are more important, you know, as Larry would do. I'll have a quick look-see anyway for funsies. Down by the River's the main theme, yes. Okay, I gotcha. And I don't know what Thumper is, but apparently it's getting a sequel, which is pretty cool. Oh my god. Oh. It's the simping child. I guess these were previously released at some point. When did I collect these? Why would I collect Iono? Did I do that as a meme? Should I be ashamed? Okay, well. Okay. Ah, gosh darn you. There's a rhythm game with Scarab and Is D-Trip art style. Don't know what that is, but I know what rhythm game means. I almost said river game. This is what happens when I don't stream for a while. I don't even know how to talk anymore. Oh, and LSD trip art style. Just lots of colors and stuff everywhere. If you spend, I don't know, hours at the character customization and you hear the main theme, you wouldn't know about that. Certainly not. What is going on? Also, other interesting things about this game here. I did look into some interesting stuff about this game since the last time I streamed it, and I found out some interesting tidbits that the game apparently never tells you about. Apparently, Mario's first special attack that he gets, the jump, the more you use it, the more permanently powered up it becomes for the rest of the playthrough, up to a max of 255 uses. So if I had been spamming jump like throughout this playthrough, it would have been really powerful by now, probably. But I haven't. So I guess I'm not using that. Apparently that's a secret mechanic of this game, is like just the normal jump. I don't know if it applies to the others. I need to move my monitor over here a little bit. It just becomes more and more powered up, which seems odd, but okay. So there's that. Hello, Odd Panda Metopia moment. What, with like secret mechanics it doesn't tell you about? But yeah. Wait, is it? I think it's like I think it's the 18th, right? When it comes to Scarlet Violet DLC, because that's something that I'll have to hop into as well. No, it's 14th. It's 6 days away. What day of the week is that? It's Thursday. It's next week, Thursday. Huh. Okay. Interesting. I need to, like, hop into these pipes or something here? Smilux! Here, let's do that, I guess. Whoa! Weakness, ice. Look away, look away! Bam! So, yeah, I could start using the jump, but meh. La-di-da! It's shower time! There, my pretties. Hi-ho-dee-dum! Ow! Oh. Nah, just do this. Also, when I was recently working on that Violence in Games essay and, like, briefly used some footage from the Paper Mario 1000 Year Door Switch trailer, I can block while asleep? I just naturally pressed the A button out of habit. Anyway, using footage from that, and after playing a bit of this and having talked about how I wish that it took some things from some of the later Mario RPG games that I prefer, it made me really, really want to play Paper Mario the 1000 Year Door already. I love me that game, so, you know, that kind of renewed my hype there for that game. I suck at video games. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, I guess Mario's just out here sleepwalking. Guess that's what he's doing. Not that what he doing. Words are hard. Why use many word when can use few? Can I not get any of these timings? My goodness gracious. Add some nutrients. There, my pretties. A fellow gardener. I recently sprouted a whole bunch of tomatoes. And no sound effects. It's pretty weird and jarring. Sure, I don't know. Yeah, so in terms of gardening stuff in my life there, just like that Shy Guy there, I'm growing stuff. This tomato plant that was in my Oma's backyard went absolutely crazy this past season. It was still flowering and making more tomatoes by the time frost was coming in. You know, at a time that you'd think the plant would be pretty done. So normally you would start, you know, tomato plants sometime early in the new year or something, so that, you know, they might be a good, decent size by the time you put them in the ground in the spring. I planted these bad boys, like, in November. A batch of 6 seeds from that plant. In just, like, one of these little 3 printed pots. So, you know, pretty tiny space and stuff. But I wasn't sure what the germination rate was gonna be, so I was like, oh, I'll just put 6 in a hexagon, and maybe I'll get a few. Germination rate? 100% in that batch. Every single one of them grew. And pretty fast, too. Oh, yeah, and, is this different from the one before? Just for analyzing it? I don't know. Here, just do this. So now I have a little pot like this filled with 6 tiny little tomato plants. I'm gonna need to transplant into their own individual pots like that at some point here. And then probably take to work, because I have more space on my desk at work there, along with my Pascat plants that are there, than I do on the windowsill here. So, there's that, but I can't print anymore right now because my 3D printer got jammed after I printed, what was it called again? Karambit, I think is the name of it. This special kind of knife that one of my group mates thought would be really cool. I printed that and then my printer jammed. So that's the last thing I'm printing for now until I can get my printer fixed. Man. I don't know. Ba-bam! It's kind of playing on autopilot right now. Sure. Perfect. Father-in-law puts 4 in a pot, then he has to move them from small, medium, bronze. No, I don't know. Whatever these stand for. SMB pots after, and we have loads of cherry tomatoes. As for Roma tomatoes, he just does 2 or 1. I don't actually know what Roma tomatoes are. This specific kind that I'm growing are cherry tomatoes. Why did I do that? Why did I do the regular attack with mallow? Am I actually dumb? That is about to fall. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, whatever. I reattached that poster earlier today. I was kind of hoping that it would stay. It did not, and now it's just across my floor. Well, sucks to suck, I guess. But yeah, that's a good question. Can he block me as a mushroom? I guess we'll never know. I can start jumping now. It doesn't do all that much damage. But apparently it just gets stronger and stronger. Yeah, small, medium, you meant large, but your dumbass put big. Oh, man. I don't know. Sometimes you just need to slap a bitch. Oh my goodness, that actually did a lot more damage than I thought it would. Okay, rotate L for more damage. But yeah, I'll be growing these cherry tomatoes from like the super crazy plant that was basically like a small bush, essentially, by the end of the season, and still making tomatoes. And when frost started coming in and we decided to cut off all the tomatoes and put them in a box and bring them inside because they can keep on ripening like that for a little while, we got this box. Well, I got this box that was like, you know, yay big-ish, and the tomatoes from that plant, it went like yay deep worth of tomatoes. It was insane. That plant produced at least 1,000 throughout the throughout the season. It was the craziest tomato plant I've ever seen in my life. So I'm curious to see how these develop. It's possible they might have cross-pollinated with a tomato that produced like bigger tomatoes nearby. So it might be a hybrid. I don't know. We'll find out as they grow. But I'm gonna be growing the super crazy tomato plant. I'm gonna be growing cherry tomatoes from Germany that my pal Finn brought me, and I'm gonna be growing Creole tomatoes from Louisiana that Peyton brought me. So, well, Guzma, but you know, usually when I'm talking about like real life context, I'm usually saying like actual first names and stuff. You know, is the case. But I realized I should probably elaborate there. One of them channel mod nerds. I'm gonna be trying to grow those. Is the case, but I'm gonna start those at like a more reasonable time early next year. It's only the crazy ones I started super duper early. Look what he did. Smilex has been whacked. Oh, I'm going to get it. Queen Valentina told me to keep everyone out of Nimbus Land. What should I do? Well, you bet that's where Mallow's from, because Nimbus, it's like cloudy terms. I know, I'll run away. Yeah, definitely a hybrid. I mean, we'll see. But then maybe it'll just produce like a butt ton of good medium-sized tomatoes. That'd actually be pretty sick, not gonna lie. What's this? Dear pesky plumbers, the Koopalings that always take the seed. Always. Gotta grow all sorts of cool stuff. Like, I know. I was about to say, like, I should bring my tomatoes down here and show them off to inspire Mario to, like, plant that seed. Nah, too much effort. What's this? But yeah, in what sense? Do you mean, like, in regards to a game like this? Do you mean in regards to... I recently saw an interesting video on, the Metal Gear Solid Master Collection where it talked about how a lot of people apparently really didn't like that the PS1 port was a PS1 port of Metal Gear Solid 1. And it's like, there are definitely things to criticize about the Metal Gear Solid Master Collection, especially on the Switch. It's like, really? no 60 FPS for stuff that old, and it really has to be installed on the local system even when you have the cartridge, so there's definitely stuff to criticize, but like, you know, the game clearly markets itself as yeah, this is just the original game. And apparently there's been a lot of Steam reviews of it, of people being like, no, I don't like it. It's just too lazy. I wish that this was something like brand new. Just get an emulator and play Twin Snakes if you want. This game, Paper Mario Remake, I mean, we'll see about Paper Mario there, but, you know, I have talked a little bit about this topic during this game where it's like, I never played the original, so I don't have that feeling of like, oh, I've already experienced this, so I don't need to do it again, like I would with something like BDSP. So maybe I'd have those feelings if I had played the original, but I have still felt like, this game feels very much like it is basically just what I imagined the original would have been, but with a new look. Because the series has progressed in so many ways, well, series of Mario RPG games. Just Mario RPG games in general have progressed a whole lot since this point. Block once more to climb it. Where it's like, you know, you're charging up your hammer in Mario and Luigi, and it's like you press the button when it's right there, and then you get this super crazy charge up animation, and then you get the smackdown that shows like, hey, you pressed the button at the right time, you did it. Whereas this, it's like, when do you press the button? Who knows? Like, and this game did put the exclamation marks that appear sometimes to help give you a hint, but there's no real key part of the animation to be on the lookout for. You essentially just have to memorize it. Or something like Paper Mario there, with like the first couple of games. I don't know what it was like in the later ones. Where the hammer as well, it's like red light, red light, red light, green light, and it's like you hold left on the left stick, and then eventually when it goes green light, you release it. Like there's these visual indicators that tell you when to do things and give you a lot clearer feedback of the timing that you did for things. Like, you mess up the timing in Paper Mario, and instead of having the big smackdown, it'll just be like, bonk! You know, and then that clearly tells you, okay, I messed it up. And because of the visual indicators, you can tell if you did it too early, if you did it too late. Something like this. Do you do it too early, too late? Who knows? The game's not gonna tell you. Just, you know, tinker around with different timings until you eventually get it. So, I will say that this game does feel pretty dated in some design choices like that. And I do kind of wish that it had been more modernized, like take the ideas that the later Mario RPGs start building off of in their design, like with those clear visual cues and player feedback in terms of what you're doing, whether it's right or wrong and how so. At the same time, again, it's the kind of thing that I don't mind too much because I haven't played the original, but if I'd played the original, it'd just feel like the original with a new coat of paint. And if you already love the original, that new coat of paint can be, like, really awesome. You know, you look at this, and the visuals of this game are really nice. You know, it's a very charming, very visually appealing game. But gameplay-wise, again, I can't say for sure it's just like the original because I haven't played the original. But it feels very much like they didn't really improve off of it. And the only real reason to play this game over the original is just, it looks nicer, there's a new soundtrack, and I guess you can actually buy it because Nintendo refuses to make the original available in any way. So, you know, I don't mind this game too much. I'm enjoying it, and it's interesting to see from this game design standpoint of, you know, how the later games improved and how much design decisions actually go into things like those visual feedback of later games that I wouldn't have thought about all that much before this point. But it's not exactly having gone out of its way to make the best modern version of this game that it could. It's just, here's the original with a new coat of paint. So, I have mixed feelings about this game. You know, so there's that. You know, it's gonna be a butt ton. That plant lasted us 2 months, apart from the wildlife game taking some. It only lasts like 2 months there? Tomato plants here typically last a bit longer than that. Is the case. Does he have a good remake? The worst ones become more obvious, like Rescue Team DX is a better version of the original. Oh yeah, especially if you played like the original Rescue Team games not super long ago in comparison. Like earlier in the channel's history, which isn't super duper long, I'd played the original Rescue Team games. And then playing Rescue Team DX, it's like, oh my goodness, this is amazing. And then later going and replaying the Explorers games, and it's like, my god, why is this my favorite game? This sucks, you know, gameplay-wise. But, yeah. Anyway, I wanted to have this ramble here because loading, and yeah. Yeah, that seems like a part where I'll probably end the last part, or a moment where I'll end the last part and start this as a new part. right here, which is why, oh, this is an enemy. It's not a guy that we talked to. Big trooper. So, oh. I wanted to finish that little conversation at that last segment so that it doesn't screw me up when I cut this up into parts later, because this is probably a new part here at this point now, is what I'm trying to say, but words are hard, so I kind of struggle to say that, but hopefully I have expressed the idea now. Who are you? Weak to ice, fear, poison, Mew. I hate that Valentina. Same, man. She's such a skank. The big guy's ready to launch? What does that mean? Bam! I said wildlife plus sea legs. Red ones are the yellow ones, but half the time we had odd weather. But yeah, so wildlife kind of got in the way of tomato plants and all that. We used to have a really nice plum tree out at my family's lake cabin. And it finally got to the amount that it was producing, like, you know, a pail's worth of plums every season. And then a porcupine came and ate the tree. Sucks to suck. So this past year, we got a new plum tree and planted it here in the city rather than out at the lake, where it's fenced in out of saltiness about what happened before, and hoping that this one that's, you know, fenced and safe is gonna, you know, and in the city is gonna be a-okay and become a big, beautiful plum tree one day, hopefully, because, yeah, that was really upsetting there. Yeah, birds, lots of birds, deers, and raccoons, yeah. That's what happens in more rural areas. Yeah, they did! They ate the tree! How to climb the vines. Climb and circle around vines with L, jump to another vine by tilting L in the direction you want to go, then pressing B. Use the shadows below you as your guide. I mean shadows below me as my guide. What? People complain about not having 3D friend areas despite the fact they increase the capacity of each area. Trying to stuff them all in there would have been hard. I honestly... What the heck? I honestly feel like the change that they did for friend areas was honestly a good change. Like, it might have taken away some of the charm of being able to explore around the areas, but by just having, you know, an art background, and then here's, you know, just a menu where you navigate around this stuff, gosh dang it, it lets you do it so much faster. So it lost a little bit of the charm in... I can grab as many frog points from the jumping game as I want. So it took away a little bit of the charm in favor of just being able to optimize your teams and build the teams that you want so much faster, because you're just navigating through a menu instead of being like, where the heck is the person that I'm looking for, you know? And having to trek around the entire state trying to find them, you know? Whoa, dang it. I don't like this. Said it was a nice tree and took it. Yeah, seemed like. And there was 2 plum trees in that yard. There was that one that was doing amazing, and then there was I don't know where this is. I don't know what direction I'm supposed to aim. Straight left hasn't worked. Down into the left hasn't worked. Try down to the left one more. Well, never mind. There was the big beautiful one that got eaten, and this other one that it was just there to cross-pollinate with, you know, the other one there. And it was always, like, kind of sad and not doing all that great. But the porcupine wasn't interested in that one, for some reason. And I don't know why that thing never exactly did super duper great, but eventually it just died off naturally. But apparently its roots kept on doing well enough, because it has suckered new trees, and there's one about the size as the one that we initially put in there. Back when we first bought the 2 of them at the same time, one of the suckers from that old tree that died is now about the same size as when we bought it from the store however many years ago. You know, the original one there. And it seems to be doing a whole lot better than the old one. But yeah, in the place where the really nice plum tree used to be is just a barren spot. And this sucker that started to do, like, pretty good, I don't know if it'll ever be able to produce plums without a cross-pollination partner. I mean, now that I have, you know, now that I have a plum tree here, we can always take off a branch and just, like, graft it onto, you know, that one, and then maybe it can cross-pollinate itself. I don't know. I don't know. Here, do that, I guess. So. But yeah, surprised that he didn't take the thing that struggled and, okay, that time I made it on. and, you know, just eventually died off on its own. But he better not make the new one that is there now. Better not. Hot springs. I'm worried that if I fall through here, I'm gonna not be able to get back up. I'm not going on the clown spring thing. I'm not falling for that.